Alrighty, hey guys, this is Garrison, and it's time for a long overdue update of the Jeep Commander that's in the family fleet. This happens to be my mom's daily driver, and we purchased this back February of 2010. It was a leftover 2009 model. And as you know, that was peak of the recession. It was a terrible time. Jeep was actually offering lifetime powertrain warranties on all their vehicles. And so we were able to take advantage of that, and we've definitely put that to good use. This is the first vehicle that we've kind of kept long enough to put multiple sets of tires on. Before then, my mom was pretty used to getting a new car every 3 to 4 years, I guess, because she doesn't drive much. So we never put tires on her car. But due to the recession and due to the lifetime powertrain warranty that this vehicle has, we've just kind of kept it around. There's been no need to get rid of it because every issue that we've had mainly has been covered under this warranty that we've thankfully got on the vehicle. So just a couple of updates on it. At 53,000 miles, this car is infamous for having to get a complete engine replacement. That was a new engine, water pump, and the powertrain control module. And that was due to the water pump going out on the 4.7 and 5.7 V8s. They're known for eating through some water pumps. About 10 grand worth of work. That was all covered under warranty. The control module was replaced due to cruise control not working after the engine replacement. At 86,000 miles, we had plugs, trans fluid, and front struts done. That was just general maintenance, I would consider, especially with it having almost 90,000 miles on it, and it currently sits with about 110. So it doesn't get driven very much. This is basically a boat puller. It pulls our Key West boat that's right behind the bush over there during the summertime. And so that's the main reason we keep it around. We're thinking about adding a compact SUV to the fleet just to give mom something a little bit more economical to drive, and we would just keep this at the beach. Now, we do have a little battle scar right here. As you can see, my mom did dent it. She actually backed into a birdhouse at one of her friend's house. Even with a backup camera and sensors, she took out the birdhouse. But we'll go ahead and hop in and start it up after almost 3 minutes of rambling. We do have the window sticker over there, so we'll take a look at that. So as you can see, in terms of mileage, 109,248. And then as you can see, this is Chrysler's key. We've got about 3 of these key fobs because my dad figured out that we could program them ourselves, so he just orders them like candy. So yes, we will take a look at the window sticker. As far as this one goes, this is a 09 Commander in light gray stone pearl with the dark slate gray leather interior with the 4.7 V8. Back in 09, it's ticketed for $41,190. And when you calculate inflation, that's about $48,500, almost 49 grand. So it's pretty equivalent to maybe like an Overland Grand Cherokee nowadays. And then gas mileage was definitely not a strong suit, 14 city, 19 highway. It's actually interesting because the Hemi V8 got better gas mileage than the 4.7 that we actually ended up coming out with. But we did purchase this at Brown & Wood Jeep in Greenville. They're still open. Our salesman actually quit his job though during the recession because he wasn't making enough money. As far as options go, we'll take a look at those also. We have the exterior appearance package, trailer tow, rear entertainment, power liftgate, and the destination. And there's that lifetime powertrain warranty right there. So very thankful to have that. And so let's go ahead and check out underneath the hood. Coming underneath the hood, we have the 4.7 liter V8. It was the PowerTech V8 back in the day. 305 horsepower, 334 foot-pounds of torque, all going to the rear wheels through a 5-speed automatic. Curb weight's about 5,200 pounds, so she's beefy. And 0 to 60 in about 8 seconds. But you definitely have to push it. It's not a revvy engine by any means. Very typical V8 that it doesn't like to rev at all, but there's a ton of low-end torque. So that about wraps it up underneath the hood. There have been a couple accidents with this vehicle. As far as that goes, my mom in late 2010 actually rear-ended about a 2010 Impala. It was about a 4-car pileup, an IS-250 convertible hit the back of the Commander. And so, of course, all the front had to be replaced, headlights, fog lights were replaced. And then very recently, she was clipped in the parking lot of a Belk's. And the owner of the vehicle that actually hit the car, or hit Mom's car, was nice enough to come inside. They radioed over the customer service counter that the owner of the square silver Jeep needs to come to the counter. Long story short, Mom knew exactly who that was. That was her. And so she came out and saw the damage. And I mean, she was in a rental for a couple of days. I think she was in a Jeep Renegade, and she thought it was the cutest car. Other than that, I'm trying to think accident-wise, we did have to get this whole fender repainted right here due to the antenna actually separating from the fender. It was causing rust underneath the paint, so we had to get that fixed. Mom actually blew out a rear tire. She completely put a huge gash in the sidewall after hitting like a storm grate. And I can try and find a picture of that, but my dad had to come rescue her and put the spare on. She was actually running late to a hair appointment, so she took the ES and ran to the hair appointment while he dealt with that. And of course, the previously mentioned battle scar from the birdhouse. But it's safe to say that this car has been through quite a lot. But we'll go ahead and check out the interior now. Coming in, I did run it through the car wash, kind of wiped everything down and vacuumed it. This car doesn't get treated very well, doesn't get washed very often. But as you can see, power windows, locks, mirrors, two-person memory, Boston audio. You also do have your black leather. They call it dark slate, but it's purely black leather. Power adjustments right there, perforated for heated functions. And then coming in, you have your power pedals right there. Turn down this AC. 4-spoke leather-wrapped wheel. Audio controls are on the back of the wheel. You also do have your driver information system controls for that screen over there. Close up. And then over here you do have your first generation Uconnect. This was before they came out with the huger screens with a very intuitive interface. Let's go ahead and focus that in. But as you can see, all your presets, you do have satellite as well as TV. And then pressing it again will get you your hard drive, your disk, auxiliary. There's no USB, but there is a iPod dongle in the glove box, which is neat. Back in the day, that was amazing. There's no Bluetooth audio, but you do have Bluetooth phone connected up through the head unit. And then, of course, you do have your CD slot behind it. So below that, we also do have our ESP tow haul, as well as our power outlet, rear climate, and then your deactivation for parking sensors. You do have your dual zone auto climate. You also do have a third zone back there that's separate, but these are automatic, so you can set it in auto right here and then set your desired temperature. No digital though. I definitely would have liked to have seen digital, especially for 41 grand back in the day. Dual stage heated seats for your front and second rows. You also do have your power outlets. Down here is going to be the shifter for that 5-speed automatic. You have manual shift mode. Reverse does give you your rear view backup camera right there. Comes in very handy when lining up the trailer hitch for the boat. Down here, cup holders, padded armrest. It's losing kind of its padding over the years, but of course, plenty of room in there. And then glove box down there. Up top, you do have your auto-dimming rearview mirror, auto-dimming side mirrors. You also do have auto high beams and rain-sensing wipers, which is a nice touch back in the day. Of course, your sunroof, your 3-person garage home link, and your power trunk. Mirror and vanity lights on your sun visor, as well as a nice little registration holder right there. And that's about it for the front seat. We'll go ahead and check out the rear now. Coming back here, they basically squished 3 rows on a Grand Cherokee platform. Car and Driver described it as no one is comfortable but the driver. And I feel like that's a good way to put it, as there's not much room in any of the seats since they crammed it all in such a small platform, I guess. But nonetheless, coming back here, you still have your perforated seats. Everything is holding up pretty nicely. I forgot to mention, my dad actually did end up ripping this portion right here. As you can see, this leather looks a little different than that one. It's less shiny, and that's because we had to get all of this reupholstered because there was a hole, and so that that's the only like maintenance we've had on the interior, I guess. But other than that, the second row looks good. As you can see, we do have your heated seats as well as your AV inputs and your power outlet back here. Up top, you did have your rear seat entertainment with satellite TV, getting Disney, Nick, Cartoon Network, and a bunch of other shows. It was all through Sirius XM. So it was a neat system. We kind of subscribed to that for a couple of years until I got a smartphone, and then I kind of lost interest. You do have your individual sunroof panels back here. They do not open, but if no leaking issues or anything like that. That was, of course, a concern back in the day, but we haven't had any issues. Armrest right here, padded with cup holders. And then you do have a third row in this vehicle. You just kind of have to pull on this lever right here a couple of times, and then your third row is right here. It's a 50-50 split. You do have your rear zone of climate right over there. But we'll go ahead and check out the cargo area right now. One thing I have to mention is for this to be an '06 design, it definitely still looks fresh today. A lot of people still compliment my mom on her car. Of course, the headlights aren't foggy because she's plowed into someone, and of course they've been replaced. Some of the fitment is a little off. As you can see, this one isn't quite lined up correctly. It doesn't bother her, and I haven't mentioned it, so we haven't really had that done. But it still looks pretty fresh today, I would say. Coming around back, you do have the glass popper that will open up the glass. This is never used. And then we do have the power trunk. That's a necessity for my mom. This is no question, every vehicle she has to have this. And then back here, you guys will recognize a little relic right here. I used to have this in the Civic. I guess my dad threw it back here since he's been using this for such a, I guess basically like a truck to haul so much stuff. We have vinyl samples because my grandma's house is being remodeled currently from the hurricane, or involuntarily from the hurricane. But you do have that third row right here. The leather, of course, just feels like plastic. Manuals, you also do have your rear AC vent, a 12 volt, as well as that third climate zone. But we'll go ahead and close this up. And that's about it in terms of the Jeep Commander. I definitely wanted to try and film a test drive of this, but since the new iPhones all have optical image stabilization, I have to use an old 5S when I do videos like that. And that's still at school over in Wilmington. So just wanted to film a quick video. If you guys have any questions on this vehicle, it's definitely got a lot of history behind it. Feel free to leave them down below. I know this is a long overdue update because nothing's really been going on with this car. It's just been abused in the Belk parking lot and being used as a daily driver for my mom. So we'll see what the future holds for this car. I doubt it'll be anything too interesting, but definitely leave any comments down below. So thank you guys for watching. Look forward to seeing you in my next video.